What's up, guys? Got a video today on my new impact wrench. This is I think the new, as far as I know, it just came out recently, but this is the new aircat 1178 VXL, and this is what they call their vibrotherm drive. I can't really tell you scientifically what that means, but I can tell you what it's supposed to do is have more torque and have less vibration. And I can tell you firsthand, I have experienced that. So I'm going to try to showcase that in my little demonstration and review video. But it does, I don't know if free speed, if you'll be able to hear it, but you can hear that kind of high-pitched, more so than another impact. And I'm going to do a comparison with my old impact today too, but what you're hearing to me is the vibrotherm drive. Instead of like a real deep, heavy impact, like, I can't really explain it, but it's got a lighter sound and a smaller impact, but more power and less vibration. Sorry, it's the best I can describe it. Anyway, what I wanted to do today is just a little test I have set up. I've got 3 half-inch bolts. These are all pretty much new. They're in good shape anyway. The threads are fine. The heads are okay, and the nuts are all just perfect. You can see, thread them just by hand. They're all good to go. So what I'm going to do is just kind of rattle on these for a while, and we're going to do 3 different things, and I haven't really planned ahead of time, but what I think I'm going to do is, on one of them, I'm just going to buzz it down and rattle it for a while. Maybe until the compressor kicks on, we'll see. But let's just go roughly 20 or 30 seconds. We're just going to rattle on that for a long time. On the second one, we're going to buzz it on and off and on and off and on and off a series of times, just to both showcase the speed, and we're going to lock it down quickly. So we're going to just rattle it down hard and see what happens with that as far as force. And then on the third one, I'm going to rattle it down just once until it stops, and we're going to check that with a torque wrench for how tight it actually got it just with one shot. And then we're going to do similar to the first bolt. We're going to rattle it down. I keep saying rattle. We're going to impact it down for about 20 seconds or so, just until it's tight to where the socket is no longer turning. I'll be able to see the socket. If it's turning, we'll keep going. As soon as it stops, then we'll put a torque wrench on that and kind of see what our max torque was, roughly. And obviously, you're not going to get what they advertise for torque is not really your tightening torque. It's hard to explain, but especially when we're tightening, it's going to have less torque than loosening. This has an advertised 1,300 foot-pound loosening torque, and I don't really have a way to measure that, but I can tell you I have not yet had a bolt in the last 2 months of owning this that it hasn't been able to undo, where in the past with my old impact, I would have been sitting there for a long time and it still wouldn't have gotten it off. So anyway, we're just going to kind of run through a series of tests, so hope you enjoy, and I'll just start by kind of showing you the features. It's got kind of a thumb switch right here to switch from a single reverse speed, or you have a low forward and a high forward. It's got just your standard kind of lock ring detent. I forget what they call that, but it's just the split ring style versus the pin. And that seems pretty nice. It's not overly tight, but it does keep the socket on there. So that's nice. It's got a composite back and handle, a plastic trigger and a plastic switch, and then the front half is metal. So that's about it. Alright, let's give it a try. I'm running about 90 to 100 psi is my best guess. Okay, so I'm going to quit there because we actually twisted off the threads. So I'm going to pull that bolt out. We'll take a look at it here first. and I lost my second bolt, fell out. There it is. Alright, so taking a look close up here, we've actually twisted it in the vise, and I should have shown you, I had the vise as tight as I can get it. Sorry I didn't show that, but it actually twisted it in the vise and was about to bust loose, but what first happened is the nut twisted off the threads. So I'll remove that in a second and show you how that looks. Okay, next bolt. We'll tighten this down. And you can see the entire vise turned. I had it locked down tight and it turned the entire vise, so crazy. Alright, this one we're just going to run off and on, maybe 10 times or so, just to kind of show you the speed. So we're in second, we're in the high speed forward. I'm just going to tap the trigger. And it went almost all the way down. This is like a 2-inch bolt. Almost all the way down. There it goes. We'll back it off. Almost all the way off with one little rattle. Go all the way down again. Speed 2. That time it went all the way down. Easily all the way off. I'm just going to borrow this nut. So it is very fast. That's another thing, is when I'm doing lug nuts, probably the most frequent thing I use it for, you just tap the trigger and the lug nut's basically off. That's as short as I can pull it, and it's taken it all the way down. There, I stopped it with my hand, but I'll let it go this time. All the way down. Basically all the way off. So, just kind of a rough idea. Alright, last test. We're going to grab our third bolt, tighten it down until it quits spinning, and then check our torque with my 1/2-inch torque wrench. Want to make sure I don't go too far and strip the threads again. I'm going to go right about there. I'm going to say that's tight. Alright, I'll grab my 1/2-inch torque wrench. And this is basically a brand new torque wrench, so I'm confident that it's well calibrated. This is the new Icon from Harbor Freight. Maybe I'll do another video on that. Let me know down in the comments, but I needed a new 1/2-inch torque wrench for a long time, and this thing is great. Alright, so I'm just going to start it on a low torque. And actually, we're going to act as if we're tightening just until it... No, that's not fair. Let's do loosening. I'm not sure if the loosening is as accurate as tightening, because you don't typically loosen things with a torque wrench. Alright, we're just going to go as low as it'll go to start. Here's 50 foot-pounds. Nothing. Let's go to 60. I'm going to have to hold the vise. Nothing. $70. Alright, 70 loosened it. So now let's go the other way. And actually I'm going to crank it way down this time and see if the... We'll kind of go the other way. We'll tighten it way down and see if the impact will loosen it. I'm confident it will, but just trying to show you everything I can here. Okay, as tight as this will go is 250 foot-pounds. I might actually snap the bolt So we'll see. I can just about guarantee you it would do it though. Almost there. Nope, I think we're just going to twist it off, really. Yeah, we're just twisting the bolt. Sorry about that. Might as well take it off anyway. Here's how that looks, and it is hot. It just ripped up the threads is all. That's my bad on the torque wrench. Okay, final thing. Let's go back to our first bolt and remove the nut and see how the threads did here. Yep. You can see that, it's just spinning in place. So that thing is stuck on there. It's just stripping the threads. So anyway, not the greatest testing and demonstration, but just wanted to show you kind of the power and the speed, some of the features, and I definitely recommend this. The low vibration is something that's hard to explain, but it's amazing. So anyway, and I did want to show that in comparison to my old Impact. This is one that I've had for years. This is the Mighty 7. I think it's got an advertised 500 foot-pounds, so considerably less. But anyway, I'm just going to free spin this. You can hear there's almost no impacts. It's just like it's like running a drill. But here, you've got like a gear sounding, it's hard to explain. Anyway, that's my review. The aircat vibrotherm drive 1178 VXL. Let me know if you have any questions or want to see anything else. And I'll see you guys on the next video.